Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. As you can see today, this is an unboxing and we are going to talk about the new AQUA Allegoria that was released, I believe 1 or 2 weeks ago. And it is Nerolia Vetiver. So this is part of a new, let's say, not trend, but a new AQUA Allegoria collection, in the sense that they changed their bottles. They have a new, let's say, marketing behind these bottles now. So apparently, I don't know if it was the case for the older AQUA Allegoria, but now the AQUA Allegoria are composed of 95%, up to 95% original ingredients. And we're going to see it also with the new bottle. So now they have this new bottle which is recycled, made up to 15% of recycled glass, something like that, or 15%, I don't really remember. But yeah, and also they are using now beetroot alcohol. So voilà, this is their new, let's say, policy for this AQUA Allegoria. So this new fragrance, as the name suggests, Nerolia Vetiver, is supposed to be made of neroli and vetiver. I sampled it first this time. This is not first impression, because Nerolia is quite a polarizing note for me. It's either a love or a hate, so it depends on how it is treated. So voilà, I prefer to try it first with the sample, and as you can see, yes, I now have the bottle. So yes, did I like it? I think so. So what I do now, I'm gonna unbox the bottle. I'm gonna show you the new bottle, and then after that I'm gonna talk about the scent. Okay, so I've just removed the plastic, but I feel like they changed also the packaging. I mean, the boxes, the cardboard seems a little bit different, a bit lighter. I feel like they've changed their logo lately also. Like the police is a bit different now. Okay, so let's open the box. Okay, so hopefully it's not broken because I bought it 2 weeks ago. Okay, so this is the new bottle. It looks like pretty much the same. Maybe it's a bit less heavy. Apparently the glass is thinner, so be careful. Yeah, I believe even with the older ones, if you let them down on the ground, they would break. So yes, of course these ones would break too. And apparently they are refillable also. So if I remove the cap now, yeah, I feel like now you can, oh yes, okay. I believe with the other ones you couldn't do that. Yes, okay, now we can refill them. So now they sell these refill bottles for, I don't remember the price, but it was 200 milliliters. So yes, now let's talk about the scent. Okay, so I've just sprayed it on paper and on my wrist. So of course, in the opening, this is quite surprising because it looks quite strong, and these fragrances are eau de toilette, so usually they are not as strong. So you have this strong neroli note, and immediately I have it on paper, but on my skin I have something a little bit plasticky that reminds me of the feel that I had when I tried what was it? Yes, Musc Outre Blanc, so which was not a love. So I don't know if this is this neroli, which is the same and which is giving me the same vibe, or if this is something coming from the musk. Maybe there's a bit of musk in this one. I'm really sensitive to musk. So hopefully this phase doesn't last. It's just when I spray it, I have it for maybe 30 seconds and then it's gone. At least on paper. On my skin it lasts longer. So what do I have? Okay, I have of course this neroli, which is really bright and sharp in the opening, a little bit reminding of yes, of baby product, but without going into the baby wipes and you know, this medicinal thing that I don't really like in the neroli. That reminds me of medicine, baby wipes. You know, this is why usually this note is a bit tricky for me. But here it's really pretty, sharp, bright, really elegant, completely well blended with the vetiver. So I think the vetiver is below, in the sense that you can feel that it is supporting the neroli here, but it's not going above the neroli. It's never going above it. And I feel like it's more like a clean vetiver. I mean, you have different types of vetiver. You have a smoky one and a clean one. I feel that it's more the clean one, even if apparently they claim that they brought this neroli, not the neroli, but this vetiver note to get something a little bit smoky. I don't really have that. So the fig note also, there is a fig accord in this fragrance, which is really well blended, and it's really bringing something like a creaminess to the fragrance, and really balancing really well the sharpness of the sharp aspect of the neroli. So this is really clever to add this note. This is also a note that is quite tricky for me, but in that case it's really well made and really well blended. So basically this is what I get the most, what I get from this fragrance. After that, it doesn't really evolve much. I would say it's staying really on the neroli side, maybe with a little bit of something a bit musky. The fig, I have it at the beginning, but in the evolution of the fragrance I have it less and less. And it's supposed also to have a note of basilic, we say basil in English, but I really don't have it. Yeah, and this is also a note that is tricky for me. So basil for me sometimes smells like a cat pee. Sorry, I don't have an obsession with cat pee, but I don't know, there is something with these basil notes usually that doesn't always smell really good, and this is why I don't like this mandarin basilic AQUA ALLEGORIA. For me it really does smell like cat pee, at least on me. If you love this fragrance, it's fine. If it's working for you, it's fine too, but on me it really does smell like cat pee, so I just can't. And I was really afraid when I saw that there was a basil note in this fragrance, but hopefully I don't smell it. Even if I really enjoy it, for example, in this last Frederic Malle fragrance, the Synthetic Jungle, I really enjoyed the basil in that one, but here hopefully I don't smell it. Okay, on my skin I have, it's funny, on my skin I have more vetiver, and I have a little bit of that plasticky aspect, so I believe there's something maybe in the fig accord, or maybe there are some musk behind that's giving this impression, or maybe that's the basil that I don't smell on paper but it's coming out on my skin. Yeah, my skin is a bit bitchy, so all the notes that I don't like, or it's getting worse on my skin. Okay, so my general impression of this fragrance, it is really fresh, elegant, clean, completely unisex. I think if you love neroli fragrances, if you love fig fragrances, vetiver, if these are your kind of fragrance, you're gonna really enjoy this one. It's really well blended, really well made. I really appreciate it, even if these notes are not my favorite ones, except vetiver. I love vetiver, but neroli and fig are really difficult for me, but here I really enjoy them. So yes, about the inspiration behind the fragrance. So this was created by Delphine Jelk, and the inspiration apparently is Italy. So this is neroli from Calabre, or Calabria, you say in English. And yes, so they get inspired by the Italy. But when I smell this fragrance, I'm transported, let's say, a bit more south to Tunisia. I feel about, I'm thinking about Tunisia when I smell this fragrance. But definitely Mediterranean inspiration for sure. Yeah, it smells a bit like holidays, but close to the Mediterranean coast. Maybe the south of France, Tunisia, maybe Italy. Really pretty, elegant fragrance. Definitely one that I really enjoy. I've already been wearing it a lot. This is my second sample of it, and it's almost finished too, so this is why I jumped on the bottle. I think it would be perfect for spring and summer. So far so good. Now let's see if I can compare this one to some fragrances that I have. So I try to find some fragrances that are giving me the same vibe or reminds me of this one. So the first one I thought about is Nerolia Outre Noir, because this is my, let's say, maybe the only Neroli scented fragrance that I have, but it doesn't smell like at all. This one is more about the tea, it's more fruity, smoky, maybe a little bit sweeter. There is some sweetness in Nerolia Vetiver, but not too much. I mean, the sweetness is really well balanced. You have just a hint of sweetness. So Nerolia Outre Noir, definitely not the one that may look like this one. I thought a little bit also about the Frenchie, because you have this classy elegance that you have also in the Frenchie that I love. But this one is much more aromatic and lavender-like, but you still have this Neroli and Vetiver that are also really pretty, that I love. So I also thought about Shalimar Flanker, which is Shalimar Souffle d'Oranger. But this one is much more sweeter. It has also lots of, it has a warm background with the vanilla and the sandalwood. And it's going more into the, let's say, holidays, tropical holidays or beach holidays direction, I would say. But the opening, the Neroli, it's quite similar, I would say, in this one. So I have a bit of this one, but this one is much more feminine and, yes, holidays, tropical holidays, warm, like, let's say. So not the same vibe. And I was thinking about, okay, which fragrance gives me the same vibe as this one? So I have two, which are not from Guerlain, but the first one is Paris Venise. So I have something, let's say, that reminds me of this collection in this Nerolia Vetiver, in the sense that I also have this elegance, let's say effortless chic elegance that I have from Paris Venise. I also have this Neroli note from Paris Venise, or minus the iris. So this is one that's giving me also kind of the same vibe. And the last one that I thought about, I only have a sample of it, is Parade by Celine. So this is also Neroli and Vetiver scented fragrance. Okay, let me spray it to compare. Okay, so I would say Parade is giving me kind of the same vibe, in the sense that you have this Neroli and Vetiver note also, but it's sharper, it's more citrusy, much more citrusy in Parade. But it has the same effortless chic elegance also that you have in Paris Venise and in Nerolia Vetiver. This one is really, really good, pretty too. But it's drier, you know. It's really dry compared to this one, because the fig is really bringing something like a fruity touch, a sweet touch, and the creamy touch that you don't have in this one. This one is not creamy at all. It's sharp, it's dry, but beautifully made. Yeah, it's really pretty. Parade is a really good one too. Yeah, so to conclude, I think this is a really great release. I was pleasantly surprised by this one. Honestly, I really prefer that one to the last two that they released, the floral ones. I was not as pleasantly surprised, let's say, since they released Orange Soleil, which is a really, really great release. And yes, I think this one, I'm going to really enjoy it for spring and summer. So, voilà. Tell me if you've tried this one, if you want to try it. And I hope to see you soon in my next video. Bye!